So Slack can tell when you're active and when you're not.
Right.
So I literally hired some guy to sit in the lobby of Ripley Greer and like move my mouse on my laptop while I was auditioning.
Was this someone else who was auditioning? Were you just like, hey, could you?
TaskRabbit? My favorite part about the Charlie Brown Christmas album is that the children are some of them are really flat, and that's like part of the charm. But if you listen to that song in particular, I'm
gonna go home and isolate the vocals just so I can listen.
You don't have to.
No?
They're quite flat.
Really?
But like in a beautiful
like they shouldn't be singing auto-tuned.
You're right.
Actually, that's a beautiful thing.
Right. We should all sing a little flat. And I do. But no, it's like Christmas time is here.
Yeah, there's something very nostalgic to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of creepy.
But beautiful.
Yeah.
Anyway, how are you?
I'm good.
Good.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm so good.
I'm really excited to be doing this with you. I've already expressed 1,000 times that you are truly one of my favorite performers.
Aw, thank you.
I'm excited to be a part of this.
Thank you. Okay, wait. I want to get the plug out of the way. Romy and Michele.
Oh, right. Yes.
How's it going?
It's going well. We are in previews and we open literally this upcoming Monday.
Yes.
And
because the first preview was last week.
I don't know what time it is. I don't know what day it is. I don't even know what I had for breakfast. I have no concept of time right now because it's just we're rehearsing during the day. It's hardcore and we're performing at night. Constant changes. It's exciting and it's thrilling to be a part of new work just because every night you're getting a different version of this thing that you've been working on for weeks and weeks and weeks. So it's great, but it's also a lot of work.
So it's changed. It's changed a lot.
Oh, yeah. We're like slashing numbers, adding numbers, cutting lines, adding lines. And it's all great. It like feels like all of it is like going towards this like great final product of.
Yeah. Wait, how long does it run?
It's open-ended.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
We're just gonna give it our best go. Yeah.
Wait, I also want to ask you about Pirates.
Okay, work.
First off, like when I think of Pirates, one thing about it was like the run of it. It felt like it came and went so fast.
Oh yeah.
It was not super long, right?
No, I mean it was originally scheduled to close in June or something like that. But then we extended for like another month essentially.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, it was a limited run and we still extended. So it was really like the best case scenario for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was over so fast, which made me sad because it was such a fun show and the cast was fun.
Yeah, Jinx.
So, Jinx, babe. Jinx.
I was working with Jinx.
She's like psychotic.
Yeah.
And also one of the most wonderful human beings I've ever.
Did you see her on was it Z-Way's show?
Yes. I mean,
oh my God.
What the
fuck? Such a good interview.
There's so many quotable moments from that.
Yeah.
What was it? She was talking about how the J.K. Rowling roast that she did about basically how, J.K. Rowling has used initials to
be perceived as
non-female.
Feminine. Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah. And she's so funny. She indeed laughs like that. The cackle is real. She's also like, it's interesting because she has this like larger than life personality, but she also is like really chill. She is like into witchcraft and crystals and
yeah, she gives that energy.
Yeah, she's just like a very like vibey, cool person, and she's so kind. She's really wonderful.
Yeah,
I'm glad I got to meet her.
One thing about Pirates, though, and I guess this run too, that keeps coming to my mind, what is the like how long you're doing the production, right? I bring that up because I feel like booking Broadway now means something so different than booking Broadway maybe 20 years ago. I know there's always been, you never know with the production how long it's going to last, when will the investors get their money back. But one thing when we were doing May We All and you were like, okay, I'm doing Pirates, but it's going to run for the summer, a few months. That's a great paycheck for a couple months. But then you're now back to then either doing your survival, working at Barry's, or, like whatever that, or working in a piano bar, which is a good time. But, I'm just wondering, like, how are you doing with that? Because I've been talking to my roommates and friends about that, but you've been doing, and with Romy and Michele, like it's open-ended. It could end
tomorrow.
Could it?
Yes.
I am not, knock on wood. Where is some wood?
Not that.
But yeah, like it's kind of scary.
Yeah. I think.
Are we all just accepting that? I guess that we have to.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the deal with the devil that you make is like you hope for a Hamilton, you hope for a Wicked, and you hope that you're in a Smash that not Smash. No, I don't say that with shade. No, but like, I think Smash is a great example of like something that was like set to succeed, and you have like some of the most incredible performers that are a part of it. Yeah. It's just you never know what's going to hit and what's not.
What's going to resonate with the tourists?
Of course. And that's the thing that's the craziest thing, because like there's this element of like wanting to appeal to your community, but what appeals to your community doesn't necessarily appeal to the tourists, doesn't the consumer with like a capital C, And so, Smash is a great example. It should have been a Smash. Yeah. And it just it's hard to sell something. Yeah. Going to your question, which is that yes, survival jobs are just like a natural reality. And I think what people try to do is have a survival job that feels like it ties into their work. So like there are people who teach, obviously. If you can work somewhere like here where you're still immersed in music and you're still immersed in art, and it still feels like you're not like literally like, it's not like soul crushingly oppositional to the highs, that's what you ultimately, and the ultimate goal is to just work and work and work. And there are people who do. And, I think at a certain point, once you get enough momentum in your career with the connections and the reputation that you can build, you can work and work and work and work. And that's the ultimate goal. Yeah. But in the meantime, when you have to be like a normal person, you try to make the highs high and the lows not so low. Not that working a survival job is a low, but so that
it can be. Oh, it can be. There's many times I've been folding those napkins and I'm just like, my brain is in the place of what am I doing? What am I doing? I am quite literally in this moment folding napkins that are going to get used and put in the trash to get or put in the laundry to get washed, to then refold them. This particular moment, it's like redefining for yourself. I'd be very clear that this is not a defining moment. This is not what I do. Like I'll have moments where I'll be upstairs. So this is a restaurant for people that are watching.
And not a haunted cellar. Except it is.
It might be a little haunted. But upstairs is the restaurant I work at. And then this is Peep Piano Ball.
It's a ball, babe.
Highball and Cocktail Store is the official name of the bar.
Word.
And
we love her full government name.
I'll be right. Her full name.
Her equity name.
Yeah. She needs a credit. Right. I'll be upstairs, right, doing something, and then I'll have a table, literally last night, who came downstairs. I forgot they came down, and then I was at the end of my shift. I come down, Skip, the pianist, sees me, and he's like, oh, you're singing. So then, and here I am singing, and these people, the way their eyes light up, because they're like, I see you, as the server upstairs, but in this moment, I'm seeing you for your talent and your ability. And I'm like, yeah, this is me. Like upstairs, this all exists with me. But like you don't see that because I'm just serving you your steak and your wine, and it's like you have to be very clear like the roles that you're playing and know that it all exists at the same time.
Yeah.
And not get caught up in that.
Well, and I think too, that's when the community outside of, because what we've done is, I've been using this a lot. We are making a career out of an after school program that we really were into. Like, that's what we have decided to do.
No, and you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
And when you make your career something that you love, it's hard then to like separate yourself from it when it's not, maybe not completely fruitful in the moment. And, you know, I think a lot of people in the in-betweens and the off seasons and during the struggles, like can lose themselves because they are not doing that thing that they love so much. But that thing that's also paying their bills and all that stuff. So more than anything, like, yes, the survival job, just so that you can pay your bills. But then while you're paying your bills, to have a community that still makes you feel like a person, that still makes you feel like an artist per se, and not like artist in a productive way, but artist in a satisfied way, you know? Because I like to think that, you know, like laughing over cocktails is art, like going out and dancing with your friends is art, and, you know, a good conversation is also art. And so like, as long as you have those things that like make you feel like a human being, you know, I think that those are the important things to cling on to in moments where you don't necessarily have that thing that makes you, like you say, of like performing. So
yeah, especially in New York, a city that like is moving so fast and seemingly left and right, things are happening. I think initially when I came here, I was so overwhelmed because I come from a very small town, and I was like, so much is happening. I'm missing things. Or someone actually just started at the restaurant who moved like 2 weeks ago, and he was like, oh, I feel like I have to meet every single person, and I have to like get the most out of every single. And I was like, yeah, you're in the honeymoon phase of kind of this new world, which is super exciting, but you can burn out.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to eat the cake in one fell swoop. Like, take your little bites.
For sure, yeah. Yes.
I just came up with it.
I immediately saw Matilda.
Yeah.
Just fistfuls of cake. Okay, let me pull my folder up. My little Post-its.
Oh my God. Please.
Being a swing.
Oh, work.
Being a swing.
Work.
So you were a swing on Pirates, right? In May We All, you were not a swing.
Unofficially, but then our swing got COVID.
Yes. May We All was, for the people that don't know.
We did May We All together.
We did May We All.
The Rev, formerly known as the Merry-Go-Round Theater.
Yes. You might hear a little song in it later if you tune in. But yeah, how has that process been for you? What have you learned? Do you enjoy being a swing?
I love being a swing.
Okay.
And not everybody does, and that's okay. Especially, I think, I've never been an onstage swing. I'm currently an onstage understudy for Romy and Michele. And I'm literally understudying all of the female leads.
Which is, wait, different than a swing?
For this production, I would say that it's very similar to being a swing.
Okay.
Because there's no official like ensemble in Romy and Michele. It's such a small cast.
Okay.
So yeah, you want to know what? I'll say I'm a swing in Romy and Michele
Give
too.
yourself that credit as well as
Yes. No, understudy and swing. I think the difference between the swing is the person who jumps into the ensemble when somebody in the ensemble steps up to be an understudy.
Okay, right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the understudy is somebody who's usually in the cast, a standby if you have the money to pay for somebody to, sit backstage and be ready and on call. And those are the people who step into the principal roles. And then when they step into the principal roles, the swing jumps into the ensemble track.
Okay.
Complicated.
I only have that one experience, and I was like, what am I doing? Because that was a weird experience because I had my ensemble role. But then I was like, also every other
I don't understand
role.
How onstage swings possibly work. I suppose it just ends up being a split
track
no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love swinging. Not everybody does, because it's a lot of humility, and stepping into a role that isn't yours can sometimes be difficult for people who want to invent and create their own identity within a show. I love it because I think it's a great way to conserve your body if you're not doing the thing every day. And the ghosts in this building.
It's not a ghost. It's an active restaurant, and someone just walked in, even though there's signs on the door saying, "Please don't come in."
Yeah.
But welcome. Anyways,
swinging, right? Yes, I love swinging, and I learned a lot about like humility of like knowing that like it's not always my turn. It's not always my place to express myself tonight. I'm gonna maybe I'm just sitting backstage and I'm watching and I'm taking notes or watching a movie or playing Monopoly Go or something like that. You know, like and like that's okay.
Yeah.
And also, especially on something like a long run, I was also in A Beautiful Noise and I was a swing there.
Yes, you were. That was
my Broadway debut.
In the original Broadway cast.
In the original Broadway cast.
The Neil Diamond musical.
The Neil Diamond musical. Sweet Caroline, bop, bop, bop.
Yes.
But it was a long run after our Boston Out of Town, which was a lot of the same cast that went to Broadway. You know, at that point we had been doing the show for like almost 3 years, you know? So by that point people were already tired and have been doing, it feels like Groundhog's Day where you're doing the same show over and over and over again. You know exactly what's going to happen on stage and it's the same thing every night. I'm like, I don't even know what my show's going to be today. Maybe I don't even have a show today. I'm going to be this person tonight. I'm going to be this person. And sometimes when it gets really crazy, it's like this person and this person's out. And I'm both of them. And it's exciting and I get to use my brain and I feel so fulfilled being able to like still be excited and still be on my toes of like, what's going on? What am I doing? Who am I? Where do I stand? Okay, right. You know.
Yeah. So. When I was doing it, initially it brought me so much anxiety because I was like, you mean to tell me I might do something for the first time kind of in front of an audience?
Yeah.
Because at least for May We All, we didn't have too many like understudy and also like what happens if this person's out and then we're splitting this.
2 understudy rehearsals during that entire run?
Something like that. I remember the sing where I just was like, okay, I'm gonna be this person. Now I'm gonna do the sing again as this person, do the sing again as this person. And but then it became less. I actually learned such a lesson doing it that I kind of want to take with me to every show that I do. And it's like the process almost became so technical. I was like, okay, if I have to remove all of the characterization, all of the, you know, the circumstances, all of my actor homework, if I remove that aside and I have to focus on point A to point B. Yeah. I'm entering here, I'm going here, I'm moving this, like, it's becomes very, very like the choreography of it. And that kind of allowed me to relax so much into it and just be like, well, I either go from point A to point B or I don't.
Right. Well, and the thing too is that that's what I'm talking about, is that there are some people who don't like that. They're like, I don't like how stripped down this is. I like the creative part.
Yeah,
of
well, you add that. You have to add that after,
Yeah.
of course. You add that back in, which is really then interesting if you're doing this character or this character or this character. How does this person exist in the world? How does this person exist in the world? How do they feel about this character, other character? And it's going to change per person. But like, I became so much less precious about it because I was like, there's such this technical aspect of it. Yeah. Yeah.
I think
is that how you operate when you're doing it?
Yeah. I mean, I think some people feel like they get their wings clipped when that happens, but there's so much freedom in the kind of inevitable of it. Like, yeah, I either enter or I don't.
And also, if you don't, like,
it's also gonna be okay.
It'll be okay. Like, enter. Do enter if you're supposed to.
Please do enter. Do the military, please.
Right.
Like, you know, I think the pressure is natural, and I think the pressure should be there, because I've also met swings that weren't nervous enough.
That's a little scary.
And you're like, hey.
You want to put your costume on, like?
No, it's also just like it's a lot of studying. That's why you get the little pay bump. Maybe you don't, depending on where you are.
Oh, speak on it.
No, I mean,
I'm just kidding.
The industry doesn't want to pay people what they're worth. I mean, but it's hard. I understand that it's an operating business.
And a lot of theaters are losing funding.
Yes. It's hard. Everybody is still trying to make theater happen in a crazy world where there's such a disparity of wealth. And that's another podcast, babes. That's NPR. You know, like we
EMP.
right. So like so it's whatever. So but whatever. I'm not gonna get too hey ho ho about it.
Yeah, but there is extra work that goes in when you are a swing.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Well, and that's why swings should be fairly compensated for what they do, because it's on top of grueling rehearsal hours that everybody's familiar with.
Yeah.
You know,
the
10 to 6, like everybody knows that, and the tech and the 10 out of 12s and all of that, yes. And also swings and understudies have that extra work of where they go home and they hit the books and they study for the next day. And that's the invisible work that nobody sees. Yeah. And it takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of discipline. And again, I want to highlight, it takes a lot of humility to be able to sit back and wait to be told to do the thing that you love doing most, you know? And so I'm so glad that I've swung, because I have such an appreciation for the people who essentially swinging. Yes, it's like you step in when the character needs to, or when somebody's sick or whatever. Basically, on paper, the swings and understudies are there so that the show can still happen and the theater can still make money.
Right.
And the producer 100%. Can still make money. Yeah. So that, honestly, not just the producer, everyone can still make money.
Right.
You know?
Ooh. When you put it that way, that is a lot of responsibility.
Of course. People don't realize that. It's like, well, if the swing doesn't show up, or the swing can't do their job, or there's nobody to play Neil Diamond in the Neil Diamond musical, or, you know,
just be a
if there's nobody to play Elphaba, you know, the show closes and no one gets paid for that day of work.
Right.
So,
which you never hear happening. You never.
That's because there's always
someone is stepping up.
Poor son of a bitch that's been hitting the books and is ready to jump in at a moment's notice.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Love our swings and love our understudies.
Yeah. Respect.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, I mean, money has come up so much, but one thing that I kind of noticed when I first met you was this abundance mindset. I remember like seeing Instagram, or we talked about this, I can't remember. It was like you eating like oysters or some like bougie and like having nice like champagne or something like that.
Yeah.
And I remember talking to you about this and being like, where does that come from? Because so often we're living the trope of this starving, struggling artist. You've got to work all these jobs, and Lord knows I have and do. And sometimes I get home at 3:30 in the morning from my job, and it's hard, but also I also want to have that like abundance mindset that I'm doing this now, but like I will someday. This will come. And when did that come into your mind, into your life? Is it still there? Has it gone?
It comes and goes in waves, because what a privilege it is to be able to have that mindset.
Right.
To be able to have abundance of anything is a privilege.
Right.
Whether that is money, experience, love, whatever, work, all of that. I experienced it for the first time. I didn't grow up like, I wasn't poor, because that a lot of people are, and I'm not gonna like sit here and act like I like came from nothing. Wait, what is that, like Bella? No, is it Bella Hadid that was like, I didn't get my first Louis Vuitton until like, it was like, you know, like I can't remember.
Like, girl,
Yeah.
suck those tears back up.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, my family, we were like a very like average middle class family in a very, very wealthy neighborhood
In LA.
So I always grew up with this idea of like, you don't want an excess of anything and you don't want to overindulge in anything. You want to save money for the future because you never know what's ahead, kind of a thing. And so I was wearing like hand-me-down clothes as a kid and all that. And I never really went and spent a whole lot of money on anything. But when I went to Boston with A Beautiful Noise, and it was like the first time that I was making a significant amount of money, nothing crazy, like relax.
There's still not crazy amount of money in theater, but actors,
you know, it's not, film is where the money's at. But and we all went out for dinner one day and we were like, people were like ordering oysters and stuff. And I was like, wait a minute, I can get oysters right now. I can get oysters and I can have a glass of champagne and I'm going to enjoy it. And I'm going to buy myself some oysters. Yes. And that was like the first day that I was like, I'm going to do something nice for myself. I can afford to have this experience right now and I want to. And, you know, life is about balance. You don't want to like treat yourself constantly, but that's what I was talking about earlier of like, there is more to art than just what you can produce as an artist. It's like the experience of art in the world. And like I said, buying yourself oysters is art, and laughing with your friends is art, and stopping and noticing the leaves on the trees changing color. That's all art. And I think that is important to still hold on to when we have made what we can produce out of the thing that we love a career, you know? And so I think we get this toxic mentality of like, well, if I'm not doing a show, then I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing art. And it's like, that's not true. You can sing in the shower, you can pet your cat, and you can like hug a friend and cook and all that stuff. So
yeah, I love that.
So
that's really cool. Yeah. I mean, I sing to myself every day, like nonstop.
I bet you
I have since I was a kid. I remember my brothers being like, "Shut the up." Okay. Sometimes with the swear, sometimes not. But yeah, like I was like, no, like this is me. I will be doing this, and I hum to myself when I'm folding the napkins. It's what I do. It's me. It's like how I express myself, you know, in those moments. Yeah. That's really cool. Yeah. Really cool. Got my list. Okay, wait. Are you dating?
I am. I sure am.
How's that going?
It's great. Yeah, it's great.
Are you like in love?
I am in
love. Really?
Oh
my God. Oh my God.
I think I'm very fortunate to have a partner that enjoys the same things as me, and he's also in the industry.
Oh, he is? Okay, cool.
Yeah, so
Another actor?
Oh, God, no. God, no. You find love in the band, babes.
Ah, I see.
It's adjacent enough that you can understand.
Yeah, the lifestyle.
And I'm not saying that like everybody should do this. This is just like what is good for me. But similarly, somebody who has taken a passion and has made it into a career.
Yeah.
And therefore, how do you find the moments to enjoy yourself in such a busy schedule? And so for us, it's meals, it's drinking.
Yeah.
Drinking in a normal, healthy, and balanced way. But, you know, like pairing food with wine and like that's exciting and it's fun to talk about, and listening to music together. That's not musical theater, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I know for like some actors, myself included, I'm like, no, I don't want to date another actor. I don't want to. And I think though the benefit is understanding each other, understanding the lifestyle and the passion.
Yeah.
But also, I think sometimes, and I've seen it, there's a dangerous trap in the comparison and the competition.
Sure.
Which I think I fell into, of course, right out of school. When, you know, you graduate with your class and you start seeing other people, you know, booking or whatever. And that I think is the most, I think for me at least, was the time that I put the most pressure on myself in comparison. And I had to learn, it took me years to learn this, but truly comparison is the thief of joy. Everyone, like, I just had to keep telling myself that over and over again, that my journey is my journey. It is defined by me. I exist how I exist, regardless of anyone else or how, if anyone, what they are doing, what the shows they're booking. And it brought me so much peace. Have you ever, when you graduated, because you graduated in 2020 from Indiana.
Yeah, the pandemic year.
Yes. Yes, I graduated 22. I had to think about it.
Are you sure?
I'm actually not sure. No, yeah, because I took a year off, then I went 2021 into 22. Because my program was only 2 years, so I was.
Where did you go? Baldwin Wallace?
No, Circle in the Square Theater School in the basement. Circle
in the Square. That's Indiana, right?
That's down the street next to the Gershwin. Circle in the Square Theater, where Oklahoma Revival.
I'm thinking of Little Theater on the Square, which is in...
Yes, I've heard.
It's somewhere in the Midwest.
Sure.
We got stuck behind a hearse when I went there for an audition. We got stuck behind a hearse, but we'd never seen a hearse before. So, and we almost got ticketed because you can't try to go around a hearse.
Oh, no, respect. Respect, and yes. But yeah, I went to Circle in the Square, not to be confused. And yeah, for 2 years. And the second year, the pandemic happened. Well, end of my first. So I just I'm taking a year off.
Yeah.
But you graduated in 2020. 2021, you moved to New York. Did you move right out of?
No, I went back home and lived with my parents.
After you graduated?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because of
Yeah, because of the, you know, that little thing.
Right. I try to block it out. I try to block it out.
Yeah. Well, those weren't real.
No. Fake time. I still, this is my so true today is, sorry to quote another podcast. Those years did not count.
No.
Can we all deduct a year from our age? Okay. You're not as quite on board with that idea?
No, because I think there was a lot
of learning and growth for sure. Yeah, in that way.
It's that.
Yeah.
And there were moments where we, especially in our industry, where we could no longer produce things. Like I'm talking about that, like productivity in your art.
Remind me the Ratatouille.
I never watched it. I kind of boycotted it.
I bought a ticket. You best believe I bought a ticket. I needed something. I needed it.
I made a
whole
career during the pandemic of doing like video editing for like all those virtual musicals and stuff like that.
Really?
Yes. And I'm so glad that I did, because now I can edit videos like lickety split, and it's great. And listen, going back to that whole idea of comparison is a thief of joy and all this stuff, you never know what life will bring. And whether that's in a positive way or in a negative way, I literally thought for the longest time, I never thought that this would happen as a career. I never thought that it was actually possible. I was like, oh, that's a thing that people do, but that's not something that I could do. That doesn't happen to people like me. Which I sometimes feel guilty about, because there are also people that I know that are like, I have wanted this since I was a kid. I begged my parents to take me to New York, and I saw Phantom of the Opera, and I knew I wanted to do. I was like, I never thought that was something that I was allowed to have, because it doesn't make money, and doesn't make mony. No, let's remove the quote. It doesn't. It's not. You're not going to get rich doing theater, right? And I always was, you know, going through the motions of getting a degree in this and all that stuff, but I still I double majored. I got an extra degree because I thought that I was just gonna do like marketing for a theater or you know, and then during the pandemic, I literally worked corporate. Like I was a administrator for an onboarding for pre-sales department in a consulting company.
Ooh.
And like I was a personality hire.
Okay, sure.
But, you know, so I thought that like that was it. And I moved to New York being like, well, I'll do this like auditioning thing a little bit. I just want to live in New York. I don't know where else in the world I would rather live.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to do this thing. And we did a virtual showcase, which I thought back then was like, oh God, a virtual showcase? What the hell's going to come out of a virtual showcase? Now they're all virtual. Because we didn't get our New York trip because that little thing happened.
Right.
And I found an amazing agency found me, and they signed me, and they followed me to New York, and they were like, listen, we got this audition for you. It's for a Boston Out of Town. It's a Beautiful Noise. It's literally my first audition in New York City.
Shut up.
It was my first audition in New York City. And they were like, just go. And I was like, I had to. Do you know Slack? It's like we're familiar with Slack. So Slack can tell when you're active and when you're not.
Right.
So I literally hired some guy to sit in the lobby of Ripley Greer and like move my mouse on my laptop while I was auditioning. Because I literally was
this someone else who was auditioning? Were you just like, hey, could you...
You know TaskRabbit?
Yeah.
Yeah. So... Easiest $30 that guy made.
It worked out.
Yeah. I auditioned and I bombed it and I was like, well, there go my dreams.
Okay.
And then I got it. So you just never know. And now, try as I might to be, and Beautiful Noise was like, again, it was my first professional gig. It was swinging so much pressure and I was so scared of it. And I was so sure that at any moment the floor was just going to come out from under me. And it was like, because things like this don't happen to people like me, you know? And no, it just keeps happening. And it's not because I tried to do what that person was doing or I tried to, you know, do the things that people told me were going to make me more successful. I think throughout all of it, I have always had a very clear understanding of who I am, what I can do and what I can't do. And the thing that has changed is being okay with the things that I can't do.
Oh, that's so important. That is so important. I feel like for a lot of theater programs, well, I don't want to speak for other ones. I'll say like for mine,
all of them.
I didn't leave with that sense of direction. I was like, I have done so much here and I've really enjoyed all of it. But I knew that like I let go of dancing kind of quite early on because I was like, there are people that are going to do this better and do this. But I was like, I love doing this type of music. I love this type of music. I love doing this type of acting and these type of shows.
Right.
And I left and I didn't have a clear sense of what was going on in the industry and where I fit into it.
Oh
and
my
it
God.
wasn't until it has taken me years to be like, well, this is what's going on, because the other thing that we all know is that there's a certain amount of shows that are going on Broadway right now or tours. And if you're equity, then that's a whole category. If you're non-ec, that's a whole category. And when you go equity, you cut out all the non-ec. So when I sat down and I was like, well, I'm joining equity for X, Y, and Z, which we can get in later or another day. I was like, oh, let me actually sit down with this list. The list is pretty short, which was kind of scary, but also at the same time kind of freeing, because I was like, oh, I know then which direction to go into. I can go this, this, this. And also I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I can't sing this genre or I can't sing this genre. I refuse to do that because I've worked on singing my whole life. But I think it's being very clear about where are your strengths?
Yeah.
When you walk into a room, people are like, oh, no one can do this better.
Exactly.
Or what are you, or even just a character, what do you bring when people see you as a person? And it's taken me years to figure out Eric, and not figure him out, but sit with and grow as a person, which you don't, I think a lot of people don't have that when you leave college.
Yeah. Well, it's all the same thing that I've been saying this entire time, which is that you have to have an identity outside of what you can do. It's like the things that make you you as an artist are not how high you can sing, how many turns you can do. It's like what you exude and what you're trying to tell people about what this is, whatever that is, you know? And I think for so long, you know, I think educational theater is important because I know what I do well, and that I think there's this like edgy pop rock thing that I do, but I'm so grateful because I have literally been first soprano for every show I've done professionally.
Sure.
So I'm so glad that I learned how to sing like that because prior to college, I didn't have any vocal training and I couldn't do that.
Wow.
So I'm grateful that I have that training to be able to whip that out when people need it, especially as a swing.
Right.
However, I think for so long, I think even in college, there was like this pressure to be polished, to be agreeable, and to be this girl, and I can dance really well, and I can sing really well, and I can act really well, and I dress impeccably, and I look great, and every day I show up early, and I stretch before class, and I have a gym routine, and there's that pressure to be that girl, and I always felt so ashamed that I wasn't that girl. And I was like, well, then it's not something that I'm allowed to have because I'm not that girl. And come to find out, the things that make me like ugly and imperfect and, you know, a bit of a mess, those are the things that I walk into an audition room and I feel like I bear my soul. And that is what has been the most successful part for me, is just that I'm not good at not being myself. Try as I might, tried my whole life to not be a mess, to not be emotional, to not be disorganized and late to things. And I threw my hair up in a messy bun, you know, like I tried my whole life to not be that. And it turns out that it's those things that I tried to break out of, that ugliness is what makes me special and what makes me in like a gross way, it makes me marketable, it makes me sellable, because it is a product at the end of the day.
Yeah, but it's still you. It's you.
And it still feels like me, and I still feel like I've stayed true to that.
Yeah.
Which is why oh my God, fun tidbit. I went in to understudy, there was like an ensemble understudy track for Jasmine that I went in for. And I was like, oh, Disney? Do they know who I am? But I went in for that and I sang these palace walls, and they were like, could you just like do it a little more like princessy? And I was like, okay, sure. And I'm giving them like my version of as much as a princess as I can be. They were like, could you just like give it a little more princess? And I was like, I'm gonna be real with you guys. There's somebody out there who could do that better than I can pretend to be right now. There's somebody out there who is that.
You said
girl.
That to them?
What did I say? I was just like, I was like, I think this is like my version of princessy, you know, and they, you know, there's somebody out there who got that role who was right for that role.
Yeah.
So.
But it takes that, like the being self-assured in what you have.
Yeah.
To be like, I release this. I give this up because this is what I am over here. Yeah. I'm not trying to be, you know, all the things. I have a question for you.
Hey.
The one question I have is, what are you currently a fan of? Because the podcast is called I'm a Fan.
Oh.
I'm a fan of you. I'm a fan of you. But it can be silly. It can be a show. It doesn't have to be theater. It could be a TV show, movie, food.
Okay.
If there's anything in your life recently.
Let me just also blanket statement say, I am a huge fan of you.
Okay.
And no.
We talked about this before the podcast. We said there had to be a segment where she complimented me.
I have to. And this isn't just because I'm blowing smoke up my friend's ass.
Okay.
Eric, you are truly I think my favorite singer.
Okay, that's very sweet. Very sweet.
And I love everything that you do.
Oh,
so I'm a fan.
Thank
also,
you.
fan of dirty martinis. Vodka.
I was gonna say vodka or gin.
Vodka.
Okay, and any preference on vodka?
I drink Tito's because it's cheap.
Okay.
But like if someone else is buying, like Belvedere.
Yeah.
And
it's only a couple dollars more.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, someone else can buy it for me.
Yeah.
My boyfriend does. Blue cheese stuffed olives if you got them.
You know the amount of times people ask me here, do you have blue cheese stuffed olives? And
you're like, no, Mr. Fart. Like
I'm always like, no, sorry.
Stinky.
And I didn't understand it until about 2 weeks ago when I had my first one.
With a blue cheese stuffed olive?
Yes. And it changed things. Yeah, for me.
That's what I mean.
I understand it, and I'm sorry to the guests.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe I'll have to push for it here at Bo Peep. Mm-hmm. At least even just down here, maybe just down here.
Yeah, you want to talk about a couple extra dollars? It's a couple extra dollars, Bo Peep. Get them blue cheese stuffed.
I'll talk to our GM about it. Mm-hmm. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Ninako Donville. Yeah, Instagram is primarily what I like to use, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, get your tickets to Romy and Michele,
yes,
especially on November 20th, November 21st.
Oh yeah, the weekend of November 21, 22, maybe 23. I will be filling in for Laura Bell Bundy while she is having her concert.
Cool.
So I will be playing the role of Romy during those times.
Cool. So exciting.
Oh yeah, I'm sweating. Exciting. My palms are sweating at the thought of it.
So. Well, thanks for coming on.
Thank you. I love you.
I'll see you soon.
Yeah.